it's Natalie.
It's Emily.
Hey y'all, it's Madeline.
And I'm Autumn, and this is TWT. Hey everyone, welcome back to TWT. My name is Autumn, and today we have yet another special guest for you all. Today's topic will cover the big TWU myth. Can men attend Texas Women's University? With me, I have our special guest, Robin, one of our very own TWU students. So, Robin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Hey, my name is Robin Bola, and I'm in the same program as Autumn. I'm also in the Doctorate of Occupational Therapy program with her,
Nice.
and I come from Lubbock, Texas, originally from the Philippines, but I grew up in Lubbock, so I consider myself a West Texas boy, and I've been living in Denton for a year now, and I'm loving it and loving the program, loving what we do, and yeah, I can't wait to talk about it.
Great. And we are so excited to have you on board with us. So let's just jump right into these questions because the people are wondering. So many people are under the impression that Texas Women's University is a female only school because it has women in it, which is indeed false. It was until 1972 that they started to admit men. So come on, people. TW's female population makes up 87% and males make up 13%. So, Robin, the overarching question is why did you choose TWU over another university?
So I chose TWU obviously because of the OT program. I heard it was really reputable,
Yeah.
and it's really cool to attend a place where we use one of the theories have we heavily used in the field that and it was invented here. Like it's cool to have that and kind of like brag about it. And
Yeah.
and TWU also is like a small town feel, small campus feel school. It's like
Yeah.
not huge,
Yeah.
and it's a great change of pace. So I went to Texas Tech for undergrad,
Oh, okay.
and the dichotomy between the two schools, it's like it's drastically different. So it's really nice to experience both types of schools. One's more like air quotes traditional, and
Gotcha.
and TWU is it's different, but definitely a good different. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And we love a good different, it's good to like spice things up. So,
hmm
saying that you are a doctor of occupational therapy student, myself included. So, can you tell the people how did you apply to the TWU occupational therapy doctoral program? Walk us through it, give us the tea.
Yeah. So it's a stressful process. It's straightforward, but like the actual thing itself is stressful. So whenever you look through the list of schools that are offering a program, you have to look at the prerequisites
Hmm.
and see if you meet all those prerequisites, and then you build your application separately. Like each school has a separate application, and then you hope for the best. Really, when you it's stressful making the application, but pressing send is just as stressful because like there's
Okay.
that whole waiting period, and
Yeah.
then it's just like a huge sigh of relief at the end too whenever you figure out that you get accepted. So yeah,
I
it's
bet. So, when did you apply? Can you tell everyone when you applied and when you got that wonderful acceptance letter?
yeah. I believe I applied. I remember I applied like the week that it opened. I don't remember the date specifically, but like I prepped my
July.
application. Oh, was it July?
It
Okay,
opens, OTCAS opens in
okay,
July.
that's
Yes.
what I thought. So and like that the week of July where it opened, like I pressed send because I had everything ready to send already pretty
Right.
much, and then I heard back in September, so like 3 months later,
Oh, okay. So
right?
that was a very quick turnaround because I know for me,
Yeah.
we're back in, I want to say either it was December or January, somewhere around there, but
Mm,
that's impressive. As you can see,
yeah.
we have a very smart male with us right now. You are very smart, Robin.
Oh,
So
thanks.
that is
Thank you.
amazing. And I know OT school can be very, very stressful, but kind of segueing though, what is occupational therapy? I know for me, everyone asks me, they're like, is it
Mhm.
PT? Are you helping people get a job? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Tell the people.
Yeah, I really tailor my answer based on like, I don't have the same answer for everybody.
Right.
So I tailor the answer to make it relatable for the person. Let's say, the barber, the guy who cut my hair,
Yeah.
the guy who cuts my hair, he asked me what is occupational therapy, and I relate it to, like, barbering. It's like, let's say, God forbid you got hurt or, like, something happens to you and, you're not able to cut hair as well as you can as well as you used to. Well, an occupational therapist would come
Mm,
in, assess you, and see like what's going on and what's the best way that person can get back to cutting hair. Like
yeah.
either like whatever methods it could be. Like so yeah, like I said, like I tailor it for whoever. Like I have a friend who's a big gamer.
Yeah.
I said like an OT. Let's say you tell your OT you want to get back to gaming, and we do stuff where like like what mouse do you or what hand do you use your mouse with, stuff like
Right.
that. Like like anything and everything. The answer is different
Anything
for
and
anybody.
everything. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I think that's and I love that you tailor it to who you're with because for me, I feel like I always go with the same speech. It's like if someone had a stroke, they lose all their fine gross motor skills, and then I kind of
right.
explain that we take a holistic approach on it, in which we do. But I love that you take their meaningful activity of being, a
Hmm.
barber to try to get them to be able to do that again, which is
Right.
we do. That's what we will do once we graduate from this program,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm a little biased though, obviously in occupational therapy, I think we both are, but why is it that, and this is statistics here,
Hmm.
83.2% of all occupational therapists are women, while
Hmm.
16.8 are men. So can you give us the tea on that? Why do you think that is?
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of base it off the origin of OT.
Mm,
I mean, we know that a group of men and women founded the profession, but like
mm,
when you see it in action, it's like arts and crafts and that type of stuff. Like originally, it was heavily based on that, and that could come off as feminine. But
true.
I mean, and so maybe not a lot of men are kind of attracted to that. And but that's
Yeah,
just like a super narrow view of everything
very.
when there's like a huge area that we can work in. And there was a like this actually like was really cool. Like the for SOTA, the Student Occupational Therapy Association, we got to talk with Todd Webb. He's a hand therapist, and he's like popular on Instagram. And that was cool to see like his energy. I would say I would have just to say like his masculine energy like
Yeah.
into OT. And I was like, yeah, I could see myself being like that. And even for my level one field work, I had a male country boy OT as well. And like he's the last person you would expect
Right.
to be in occupational therapy, but like he knew what he was doing. He was good at his job. So that's just like we like with everybody, we all bring our own like I don't know, our own flavor to it.
We do. And I was also, for the people, I was also a part of that Todd Webb interview. He was
Hmm.
heavy on the hand therapy. So with occupational therapy, you have more of like that holistic, but then you have the medical model side of things. And I think everyone can find their place in OT. So it's nice that you can relate to more of that.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah,
that
for
medical
sure.
model. So I really, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, we're obviously advocating for OT right now, but I think
Yeah,
it
yeah,
gives a lot of people a lot of do whatever they want to do, however they want to do it, which is the beauty of OT.
right.
So, Robin, like you said earlier, I know you attended Texas Tech,
Hmm.
but can you tell us the comparison between the both of TWU and Texas Tech, and obviously why is TWU better?
Yeah. So the huge difference is like obviously the campus, Texas Tech's campus was huge. It took like 10 minutes to get anywhere, like
Oh,
from
wow.
one end of, yeah, it was big enough to where you're able to take a bus, like in on campus, like you have to take a bus,
Mhm.
get from class to class. So it is good that I really like Texas women's size, because it's like,
Me too.
you, yeah, you can
It's
be
like that happy
pretty
medium.
leisure. Hmm. Yeah, you can be pretty leisure whenever you walk from class to class. You don't have to be in such a hurry unless you're like, 5 minutes, 3 minutes
Right.
late. But I also like the vibes. Honestly, it's like a super calm campus.
Oh,
Like
okay. Yeah,
it's
I
not,
agree.
yeah, like and it's really good to look at. It's really pretty. Um, and like I feel like the people that attend here also match that vibe as well. Like, very colorful, very
Yeah.
very eclectic, I would say. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
very inclusive too, which I really appreciate, especially not being from the DFW area or honestly Texas in itself. I definitely agree. It's very
right.
inclusive, it's very diverse, and I don't know. I really like it. I love it actually. So Robin, like since we know that TWU is obviously a public university, which is nice, so it makes
Hmm.
it more affordable. So why
Right.
do you think more men haven't chosen, TWU?
I
Being
think
that it's
okay,
so affordable and inclusive and
yeah,
all those great things,
yeah. So like, I think just straight up, some dudes haven't heard of this school. Like,
Mhm.
it's like some people are like, "Oh, I've never heard of that. Where is that school?" I was like, "Oh, it's in Denton, Texas." It's like, "Oh,
Right.
like next to UNT." Yeah, yeah. So everybody's heard of the bigger schools, UNT and everything.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, the name of the school, they people probably get surprised, like, "Oh, dudes can go to this school. Isn't that school for girls?" I was like, "No, not anymore."
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say it's like pretty surface level things. You can get the same quality education at this school. Plus, like, I heard how affordable it was,
That's the
especially
thing.
in
It is
undergrad.
very affordable. Undergrad and even grad school is very affordable.
Yeah.
And you're getting top education. And I know you said previously, like, TWU is a very well-known school as far as occupational therapy. If you look at the
Hmm.
statistics, 'cause I've been pulling up a lot of those, it is 17th in the nation, actually.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is impressive, and it just goes to show how smart you are that you got into this university. You really have to credit yourself because this
Well,
is
thanks.
really a high renowned school. And that's why it just is disheartening, and I want to, we want to do more to have more men come, especially, the nursing program's ranked really high, OT
Hmm.
is. I know that
Hmm.
PT is in Dallas and Houston, so we do offer a lot of great programs, but it's like, how can we increase and have more men come here?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, like, in preparation for, like, this, interview,
Yeah.
so I've been hooping a lot at the rec,
Great.
like, I've been making lots of guy friends there, and,
Look
I
at that.
was like, "Hey," I'm trying to, like, ask them pretty much what you're asking me, like, "Why are you here?" And,
Yeah.
like,
What
they
did they
they
say? What
all
did they say?
like, yeah, I asked, like, 10, 15 guys, and they all had this, like, I came up with like three big reasons. And
Okay. Wanna
like,
hear it. Give us the tea.
yeah, yeah, for sure. The no particular order, but these three stood out. One, like, seven dudes were like, "Oh, I'm here for the nursing program. I'm here for this program." And I was just like, "I wow, that's really nice." Because I mean, like, I just learned something that our programs here are super reputable, and it's like super competitive too. I was like,
Very
wow,
nice.
these guys are trying to do something. Then the second reason was the what's it called, the price. We talked about how
Yeah.
cheap it was and how affordable it was, and like, like we said, you're able to still get a good a great education, even at a different price, which is like awesome. And
Right.
then the third reason is like a majority of them said was like, yeah, really, they really just like the overall vibe of the school, for lack of a better term. And
Mm,
they like how quiet it is, they like how calm it is, like you
yeah.
you said, like how inclusive it is, and they all three of those factors kind of like meld together. I'm sure not just for the guys, but like for everybody else as well.
Yeah, I think it does speak for everyone else too, because I mean, other than being a man, I've heard from even like the female end of it that they've thought the same things too. Like that's why they
Hmm.
ended. And it doesn't matter if it was undergrad or nursing or OT, all of that. It's a really reputable program. So with that being said, you said you like to hoop at the rack, which is great. And if you all haven't checked out the rack when you come on your visits, make sure you do. It's really great. It offers a lot. So do you feel as though TWU targets both male and female populations regarding student events at all? Or do you attend those? Because I know like you're so busy all the time. But what do you think?
As far as I haven't attended too many like
Mhm.
on campus events, but like as far as like as far as what I've attended, yeah, it's like it's literally for anybody.
Mm,
Unless it's there are some that are like specific to women, but I
right.
mean, other than that, it's like anybody can show up, so that's the cool part.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love that. Yeah. So it doesn't even matter like if you're undergrad or grad student. Anyone
yeah, yeah,
huh?
for
Okay.
sure.
Well,
Hmm.
that's great. I know because we are so busy that sometimes
Yeah,
it's hard to get to those events. And
yeah,
specifically for me, I've made a video about this, but I don't live on campus. So I'm about 20 minutes away. So it's just kind of hard to always get to TWU all the time when school takes up a majority of our time. Um,
right.
just things like that. But I guess any other fun things that you enjoy doing at TWU or Denton itself?
As far as like TWU goes, I just like walking around. Like it's super green. Like I
Oh,
come from West Texas. There's nothing green over there. Everything's
gotcha.
dirt, dying, and brown. So it's like it's nice to look at all these trees, all the
I love
grass
the
on
fountain
campus.
too.
Oh yeah, especially the fountain. Like it's really calming whenever you're walking by. You hear the trickling water. But and as far as Denton goes, like there's a lot to do. The square, you can't go wrong with that.
What's on the square? Can you tell more people what's kind of going on with the square? Why is
Yeah,
it so popular? Give us the
yeah,
TL.
there's something for everybody. Like if you want food, there's a whole bunch of food places. If you just want to hang out with your friends, same thing. There's a bunch of places to hang out. Me and my friends, we like to go to. There's this place called D20. It's like a place where you can play board games and stuff.
Okay. Repeat
Uh,
it again so everyone can hear.
It's called D20.
Okay. Did you
Yeah,
hear
you
that,
can
everyone?
play board games.
Great.
So I mean, like anything for anybody is, like there's what else is there? There's ice cream, snow cones. I mean,
Yeah, you name it, they have it. So
right?
that's really great. And I know like being a Chicagoland area girl, I love and I feel like people don't like this, but the weather is really always hot here majority of the year.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
fun. It's fun for me because I'm able to go out here. There's no snow. So you're able to still walk around the square. It's readily available to you. And it's a really a fun time. So I know exactly what Robin's talking about. And it is, I wouldn't say it's walking distance from the university, but driving, what do you say, like a couple minutes, not even.
yeah, yeah. Like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's super
Yeah,
close and it gives college students a lot to do, especially on days if you don't have a lot going on. So that's
right.
so I guess like overall, like what would you rate? Like 1 to 10, 10 being the most like, oh my gosh, I love it here, experience at
Mhm,
TWU so far. Because you only said you've been here for about a year-ish, maybe a little
mhm,
bit more, because you are a second year student like myself.
mhm.
So what would you say? What would your rating be as a male being at TWU?
Yeah. From everything I've experienced, they go like 9 out of 10. Like
Oh,
the 10, or it would be a 10 if it wasn't so humid. Like I come from the dry land, so
yeah.
it's like this humidity kills me
Yeah.
every time.
I would
But
say the same. I'm not from
yeah,
I don't like the humidity, but everything else is, I guess we can't control the humidity, but we can control the university and how we have friends and all that other stuff.
hmm,
Do you think that's why you gave it such a high rating? And
yeah, yeah. Like you know, being in the OT program, we have like a small number of semesters here. So
mhm.
I try to do like make the best out of the time I have here. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I give it that.
Okay, I love that. And I know like we talked about cost earlier, but I know grad school can ultimately be expensive. Even a couple thousand, we say that's cheap, but it's still taking out loans, right? So, are there any
Hmm.
type of scholarships that you've applied for, or particularly like any male scholarships? What do you think about that?
I personally have not applied to anything.
Hmm.
But I know that there's resources here where you can find a scholarship for anybody and everybody.
That's
Like,
great.
so I know that like there's literally like scholarships for, I don't know, being like left-handed. I know that or
Oh,
something.
okay. So maybe
Yeah.
some for even being a guy, especially with that low
Yeah.
statistic that I stated earlier. It's going
Yeah.
to be, I hope, maybe. I know a couple people within our program applied for some scholarships, so that was really neat. And I
Mhm.
actually know a friend in our program that did get a scholarship. So they're out there. I just was curious if
Yeah.
there was any males in particular, a scholarship for that.
I'm guessing there could be. I just haven't myself haven't looked into it.
And that is totally okay. So, and then another thing, like we said, there's not a lot of males within the OT program. So, how do you
Mhm.
think that you, as being a man and you have all of this, I mean, being a part of the TWU OT program, how do you think you can get more males to apply to the program? What do you think you can do about that? Or just as a whole, can they come to TW as a whole? What do you think?
Yeah. Um, we're taught this, and like I'm all for it. We have to advocate, like expose everybody. Just the general public, they don't really, you know, they don't know what occupational therapy is, and this is on everybody as well.
Yeah.
Like, um, just gotta let the public know what we really do, and that'll expose a whole bunch of people, because I know that like there's a majority of us that are in the field because they saw somebody do it, or like they watched their grandparent go to OT, or like they themselves got OT, something like that. So that's the direct exposure. But like social media, even this
Yeah.
podcast, it'll be a great way to kind of get everybody to hear about it, like not just like one part of it, but like kind of figure out like the everything else that we do.
Yeah, literally,
And
because there is so much that we do.
mhm,
And I
mhm,
really like that you said earlier, whoever you're with, depending if it's a family member, like you said, barber, that you can explain it to them in a way that makes sense.
mhm,
So that way you're getting the word out about what occupational therapy is, not just in a basic sense, but you're targeting
mhm.
it to if someone was a gamer, if someone was a barber, like, and then they really get an understanding. They're like, wow, if I had carpal tunnel syndrome, well, I wouldn't be able to really cut hair, so I would have to go to therapy for it. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so
Mhm,
stuff like that, I was just wrapping it back to like meaningful activities, making that functional. So
yeah.
Robin, do you have any other tea to spill before we wrap up? Any last words for the people?
Spread love, love others, don't be mean.
Well, that is a great note to end on. All right, everyone, that concludes our episode. Thank you so much, Robin, for joining me and confronting the TW myth because men can 100% attend Texas Women's University. My name is Autumn, and thank you all for listening to yet another podcast of TWT. Until next time, pioneers.